We searched for a man named Jim Sonnett. And the legends folks tell may be true. Most call him gunman and killer. He's my son, who I hardly knew. I raised Jim's boy from the cradle. Till the day he said to me, I have to go find my father. And I reckoned that's how it should be. So we ride, Jim's boy and me.
Here's a mighty dead town, ain't it?
Mighty scared town. He seen us coming. Took to the brush like a covey of quail.
Yeah, I can see the pin feathers sticking through the brush.
Get your feet on the ground slow and easy. And cover me from the rear when I move. On your feet.
Now, look, we weren't fixing to shoot you.
A man aiming a gun ain't fixing to pitch horseshoes. Get the others out here in the open.
Pete, Carlos, come on out.
It's a mighty peculiar way you got of welcoming folks to this town.
We were only trying to protect ourselves. We thought that... Well, when we saw you coming in, we figured maybe you were the man that Ben Adams sent for.
I never heard of Ben Adams.
Oh. Well, Ben is the biggest cattleman around here. Oh, I'm Pat Murphy. I'm a sheepman, and these are my two herders, Pete and Carlos. I'm sorry. I guess we made a mistake about you.
Cattle and sheep, huh? Like oil and water. They ain't never been known to mix real good.
There's plenty of room here for both of us.
Senor Adams, he burns our sheds and our grasslands. He poisons our water holes.
Now he's hired a professional gun to come in. Frank Corbett.
Frank Corbett from Texas?
That's him.
Why, Corbett's gunned down more men than some armies. This fella Adams is buying himself a whole lot of trouble.
You're wrong there, mister. I've had all the troubles I'm going to take from mutton punchers. So have these other cattlemen. We are going to end it quick.
By hiring yourselves a gunfighter?
That's our business.
That's a mighty poor business to get into.
It ain't healthy around here for lamb lickers. It ain't even smart to ride through this town with a wool shirt on.
Now, there's a fella that's going to make this a good country for the cattlemen, even if he gets them all killed doing it.
If he wants to hire a Frank Corbett, I can match him.
You really want a war? You hired yourself a killer, too?
Should be here maybe tomorrow. Ain't exactly a hired killer, either. I could only afford to give him expenses. An old friend I rode with in the army. But I'll match him against Frank Corbett any day.
Not many that good.
This fella is. Maybe you heard him. Name of Jim Sonnett.
How come we didn't tell them sheepmen who we were? Paul's that good a friend.
We ain't that sure about nothing yet, Jeff. Best we find out how far this is going to go.
On the bay, gents.
2 beers will be fine.
I'm glad to see that you don't smell like sheep. Yet. I'll buy them beers if it's going to stay that way.
Mister, we can buy our own if it's all the same to you.
Suit yourself. Just thought you might be interested in joining up with the healthy side. Jim Sonnett's no match for Frank Corbett, and them sheepmen are going to find it out the hard way.
So it's true, is it? They really got this fellow, Jim Sonnett?
That's the boast they made, but they just bit off a little more than they can chew.
Well, mister, we were just passing through. And from what you say, we'd be wise to keep on going.
You might be at that.
Come on, Jeff. Let's see how wise we are.
Hey, boss.
Howdy. My name's Will Sonnett.
Sonnett?
This here's James's boy, Jeff.
Well, howdy, but I don't understand. Why didn't you tell us that?
Well, we wanted to make sure, Mr. Murphy.
And, we'd like to help now. Paul would like that.
So if it's all right with you, we ride along?
All right, let's go.
We've been looking for my Paul quite a long time now, Mr. Murphy. Seems like we're always just one jump behind him. This is the first time we ever beat him to a place, and all we got to do now is just sit back and wait for him.
Where's James coming from?
You from the north? I figure you'll be riding in through Pinon Pass. I wish he wasn't coming on this kind of business, though.
I don't reckon that'll spoil the pleasure you'll get out of seeing his growed-up son.
Grandpa, he's going to be glad to see you, too.
Yeah, your pa and me, we was always better at saying so long than howdy. But I guess maybe 20 years would change the both of us, might.
You know, it's going to seem kind of funny meeting him. Seems how you've been like my own Paul ever since I can recall.
Yeah, I reckon been a better part to you than I was to James. Or he wouldn't have lit out before he was halter broke.
No, wait a minute. Jim is a good man, Mr. Sonnett.
Well, if it's all right with you, we'll just stay here till James comes.
Oh, sure. I'd be right proud to have you.
We'll earn our keep. Even if it is herding woolies.
No. The herders can handle that. See, listen, you could ride into town and try and rustle up some grub. You know, Adams has got that town so scared that they won't sell to us. We're running pretty low here. That sounds like trouble.
You've had plenty of warnings to move out, Murphy. This is the last time I'm telling you and the rest of those scab herders to git. You got 24 hours. You and your friends.
Oh, look here, Adams. I told you before, this is a big country. There's plenty of room for all of us here.
Things are going to get mighty crowded when Frank Corbett gets here.
You think so, huh? Well, I figure things are going to open up some when Jim Sonnett gets here.
Coming in?
Senor, I don't think it's too wise. We've been told too often that we're not welcome here.
Well, they'll sell to us. Stay handy with that rig.
Yeah.
That's a lot of grub for just 2 men.
Well, this is just my morning feed. The boy's already ate.
Got a customer for you, Clyde. Ira Tucker. We put him in your place across the street. Found him shot in the back in his wagon out on the North Road.
Ira Tucker. The most likable and peaceable man in these parts. Why did anybody want to shoot him? And in the back?
He was a cattleman. That's all that counts with mutton punchers.
Well, I'm going to give him my best undertaking job.
Well, hold on, Clyde. You got a law job to do first. Before Ira died, he told us who bushwhacked him.
Well, I'll round up a posse. All you men are deputized. Every man in the county is deputized. And don't bother to bring the skunk in. Shoot him on sight. Who was it, Ben?
The scab herder's hired gun, Jim Sonnett.
Hold on now.
You got your order filled, mister. The store's closing up for law business.
You're making a mistake.
These two saddle tramps tied in with the sheep herders. Don't waste no time on them.
You'll be wasting time going after James Sonnett. He didn't do this killing.
What do you know about Jim Sonnett?
No Sonnett ever put a hole in a man that's looking the other way. He can do it just as easy, eye to eye.
I'll take the word of a dying friend over a stranger. Just before he died, Ira told us he got a good look at his killer. Said he knew him. And it was Jim Sonnett. Now let's go get him, boys.
What do you suppose shot that fella, Grandpa?
I don't know, but it's plain to see why Adams claims James done it. Now every man in the country's got a license to gun him down on sight without warning.
We gotta get out there and warn Paul before he gets here.
Mr. Murphy said he'd be riding in from the north.
Through Pinon Pass.
We best get this food back to camp.
You go on ahead. I have to stop by the mill and pick up some flour. By luck, it is run by a cousin of mine, eh? Besides, it might be better for all if we do not go together. Get up there!
Now that slow boy and ride out easy. We don't want to attract any more attention. We have to.
Edwin, Fargo. I'll get the rest of the men spread out around the country. You two ride after the kid and the old man. Better take Joe with you. They seem to have a special interest in Jim Sonnett. They just might lead you to him.
A good idea if we got to Sonnett before any of the others.
If you find him, take care of him. And then take care of those two, so we don't have a whole new batch of questions to answer.
What are we stopping here for?
There's some fellas eating our dust back there. I spotted them a ways back.
I don't see anybody.
Of course you don't. They stop when we stop. They stay out of sight. That's how I know they're following us.
You think some of Adams' men followed us from town?
Likely. And we're leading them right to your pa.
Well, we gotta get back to the sheep camp then.
If we do an about face like that, they'll figure we seen them. And they'll figure we was headed to meet James.
Well, what do we do then? Try and jump them someplace?
Nah, they're too smart to come that close. No, I reckon we'll do like the old she-wolf does when she's got a den full of young ones and the hunters is tracking her. We'll make it real easy for them to follow us.
But lead them away from Pinon Pass. Away from Paul.
Yeah, that's the best we can do from right now.
I sure hope he makes it to that sheep camp. With them men after him, he's liable to ride straight into a bullet.
Yeah, well, come on.
Jim! Jim Sonnett! Come on out, Jim. I'm clean.
Hello, Corbett.
Howdy, Jim. Long time since Texas.
Business must have been bad. Your aim's pretty rusty.
Now, Jim, you know better than that.
You tried to kill me and missed. That's going to ruin your reputation.
I never try. I always do it. If I'd wanted to get you, I could have done it real easy.
What stopped you?
Just want to talk to you.
We haven't got a whole lot to talk about.
Well, I'll talk, and you listen. But holster up so I can get at it more friendly-like.
I figure I know what you got to say. Cowmen hired your gun.
I heard you were here for the same kind of business, only for the mutton boys.
There's one difference. I'm doing it for a friend. You're doing it for $1.
Oh, a lot of dollars, Jim. I don't figure your sheep herder friend was quite so generous, but out of professional courtesy and to make my job a little easier, I'm willing to cut you in for a half at my advance if you'll just wheel right around and head back where you came from.
I got a better proposition. Why don't you wheel around and ride back, and it won't cost you a cent?
Oh, Jim, you ain't no sheep lover. Why you want to ride herd on a string of walking underwear? The odds are way against you. Now, I know you're real good, but you ain't that good.
Maybe nobody will notice.
You staying?
I'm staying.
Mr. Murphy here? Yes, sir. He's inside. Any sign of James yet?
No. Seems like he's kind of overdue, doesn't it?
Well, Adam says he's already here. Claims he shot a cattleman in the back.
What? Oh, no, not Jim.
It's likely a trick of Adams, but he's got the whole country riled up and against James, and they're out gunning for him.
We rode out to Pignon Pass to try and warn Paul, but a couple of Adams' men trailed us.
Yeah, we've been leading them on a nice pleasure tour. Reckon we covered most of the scenic spots in this here territory.
Was Carlos with you?
No, he had to go to the mill for flour.
If only there was some way to warn Paul.
Your pa'll get here, boy. I reckon the good Lord meant us to meet up with him this time, or he wouldn't have sent us here straight as an arrow with time to spare.
Where's Jim Sonnett?
Now, that's a darn shame. You know, I was just fixing to ask you the same question. Thought maybe you'd seen him in your travels around.
You've been leading us on a wild goose chase, old man.
Don't see no halters around your necks. Hard to figure how we'd be leading you.
We followed you all over tarnation to nowhere.
Well, sir, following and leading is two different things. Mighty different. Now, I've seen dumb critters follow a stretch of barbed wire fence.
Well, you're real smart, old man. Real smart. But we'll find Jim Sonnett, and you will all be following these willies out of here. Come.
Stampeding the sheep! Pete, quick, the horses!
James or no James, it's beginning to look like we picked the right side.
Adams' men kills 15 sheep and they cripple some others. I guess we'll be eating mutton for quite a few nights.
I sure wish Paul would get here.
Yeah, should be here by now. I don't like it.
Well, if you don't ride in by sundown, we'll go out again.
Alto! 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 Señores, ya llegó el pistolero.
Simmer down. You're talking like a scattergun.
Si, senor. Right after you left the town, this man rides in. He was very bad looking, dressed all in a long robe like El Diablo. He goes to Senor Adams, and I hear him say his name is Frank Corbett.
So he's here. We expected him to come, you know, Carlos.
Si, senor, but that's not all. When this Frank Corbett rides into town, he was leading your son's horse, senor.
How do they know it was James's horse?
Forgive me, senor. Your son was tied across the back of it. Dead.